Hello, everyone. This is Father John Hynes, pastor at St. Catherine of Siena in Wilmington Diocese. Happy to be with you on this second Sunday of Easter. I refer today not to the gospel immediately, but to the second reading, where it says that I, John, was on the island of Patmos when I heard a voice like a trumpet. I turned around, and there was someone whose face shone like the sun, whose garments were resplendent white. And I fell down on my face, and he said, "Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last, the victor over death." This vision of Jesus impressed itself upon me many years ago when I was a somewhat younger priest, toward the end of a retreat called the Curcio, a men's or a women's retreat in which many priests took part. After 2.5 days of sharing and talking, as our spirits kind of intensified, I found myself seized by this reading. And somehow Christ communicated himself to me at that moment during the Mass. Early in the retreat, I had been seated at a table with 5 other men, laymen. And in what was being said, both in the talk that was given and the discussion, a guy was talking about his difficulties in letting his daughters and his wife know how much he loved them. He said, I'm a choleric guy, I get angry so much. And as he talked, somehow my own angers at different things and my own not unresolved sexual desires, but the fact that I would never have a wife, I kind of came to terms with it. And I identified with those 5 men. And previous to that, as a priest, I had felt kind of alone, like lay people don't understand. It's up to us priests, even young priests like me, to keep the church on course, to ensure that the faith gets passed on, to have some kind of influence in society for the good. And now it struck me, and ever since it's been with me, that we're all in it together. So that was a kind of conversion that I went through. And I bring it up because in the gospel, we do hear of a conversion taking place. Jesus appears to the 12 and says, "Peace be with you." He breathes on them. He says, "As the Father sent me, I send you. Whose sins you forgive are forgiven." And it says, at the sight of the Lord, the disciples rejoiced. In other words, they went through a complete cycle of conversion. Conversion means to make a full turn. They turned and became not only believers in Jesus, but trusting in his resurrection, although he needed Thomas to kind of nail it down. Conversion is very, very central in the life of a Christian. Every Christian is called to be a disciple. We become a disciple by going through conversions. There are some Christians, it seems, who are born again, who have gone through one great conversion in their life, and ever since then they work off that. I think most of us are more like this. We're climbing the mountain, we're going around it, and each time we go around in a full conversion, we see something more from the height that we're on. But we all need conversion. And coming to a relationship with Jesus, that's a conversion that stands out in my mind, maybe 48 years ago as a young priest. But those conversions build on one another. So I want you to, when you hear the gospel for today or read it again, and the second reading, keep that in mind. The disciples went through a tremendous conversion after Easter, but their conversions continued. You can tell it as you read the accounts of Peter in the New Testament, not to mention the others. All right, so I do urge you to keep in mind that to be a Christian is to be becoming a disciple. And whatever stage that we're at, we must hold ourselves ready for a new conversion. Jesus calls to us. Little by little, we start to hear him. Well, look, it's great to be with you. Have a great second week of Easter. God bless you all. And pray for our children, our teenagers here at St. Catherine's, who will be confirmed today, second Sunday of Easter. God bless you.